Good day, good day, good day, everyone. Welcome to Morning Sip with Rev Melissa. I am Rev Melissa. SIP stands for Spirit in Practice, where we practice because practice makes progress. Yes, it does. So I hope you're doing well. Last night, we had a wonderful July full moon meditation. So if you missed it, please check out the replay. The July full moon, the buck moon in the sign of Aquarius, and we focused on perspective. We focused on perspective. That's what we were talking about last week for actually the last couple of weeks. And I'm still just in that flow of perspective. So some of you asked, Sekou specifically, asked last night, where are you? Because I was in a totally different location last night. So I was at a beautiful lake house in Monroe, New York. So it's about an hour's drive from where I live in Westchester County. And it's just lovely. So a dear friend of mine rented out this lake house for the week just as a way to take care of herself for her own self-care, and invited some friends to come and be with her. So I had the opportunity to do that yesterday, and it was wonderful. I wish I could have stayed longer because it's been raining all week in New York. So I didn't have an opportunity to check out the pool because there is a salt water pool that overlooks the lake. I mean, the place is just beautiful. And it's raining today as well. So I think this weekend is going to be a good weekend as far as the weather is concerned. So that's where I was, Sekou. I was at the lake house hanging out. Just beautiful. It was like a house that you see on Property Brothers. It was kind of like that. Just awesome. So, again, if you missed the full moon meditation last night, please check out the replay. And I postponed it from Tuesday because Tuesday just turned out to be a really full day for me. And by the time the evening rolled around, I was done. I had taken my goddaughter out to dinner early Tuesday evening at a wonderful restaurant in Manhattan. We had a fabulous time, and it was a wrap for me, y'all. So sometimes we need to know when to say, okay, I'm done, and when to stop. And that's something that I'm practicing personally. I'm practicing knowing when to say enough. Let's stop. Let's take a pause, right? So that's what I did on Tuesday. So that pushed the meditation with the full moon to this last night. So thank you for your flexibility and for your understanding. So, as I said in the meditation last night, during our guided meditation portion, I invited people to bring up a situation that they might currently be dealing with and to see it from a higher perspective, see it through the lens of love, or see it through the lens of your quality, see it through the lens of a different a spiritual perspective, to see whatever the situation is through the lens of your spiritual perspective. So that's the invitation that I'm extending to us today as well, because it really is a knowingness and a trust and a faith that regardless of what's happening in our lives, somehow, some way, it all fits together. Even when it feels chaotic, there is a divine order to it. And I know that it's difficult to see that when we're going through it, but we get to practice as we're going through it. We practice knowing that this too is in divine right order, that this too somehow, some way is for my highest good, even when it doesn't feel like it at the time. Even when we're in the toss and the toss and turvy of the whole thing, there is still divine order that is guiding our lives if we choose to see it from that perspective. So I was reading the Science of Mind magazine and wanted to share one of the daily guides this week. It was on Tuesday, July 28th. And it speaks to me about perspective, and it speaks to me about trusting that everything fits together perfectly. And that is what July 28th is titled. Everything fits together perfectly. And the July daily affirmations guides are by Reverend Dr. John Waterhouse. So I just want to read a portion of it with you, to you. So he starts with a quote from Nikola Tesla. My brain is only a receiver. In the universe, there is a core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration. My brain is only a receiver. In the universe, there is a core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration. Then he has a quote from Ernest Holmes from the book Creative Mind and Success. I am guided by the same intelligence and inspired by the same imagination that scatters moonbeams across the waves and holds the force of nature in its grasp. I am guided by the same intelligence and inspired by the same imagination that scatters the moonbeams across the waves and holds the forces of nature in its grasp. I love that quote. So Dr. Waterhouse writes, Holmes writes like a poet in this quote, the quote that I just read. His point is that divine intelligence and imagination, two of the most creative aspects of life, exist within us all. Nothing in the universe happens by chance. Everything about life fits together with exquisite perfection, even when we cannot see it. I can so relate to that because sometimes things happen in my life and I'm like, what in the world is this? How this don't fit? I'll be like, no, this doesn't fit into my life. This does not fit into what I desire to experience. What is this? Right? Anyone else is like, excuse me, no, thank you. So he goes on to write, one aspect of my doctoral studies involved the study of chaos theory. My source was Dr. Margaret Whitley. Her understanding was that there is order in the universe at all times. What we call chaos is based purely on our inability to see the natural order in a particular situation. As with everything we teach in Science of Mind, it is all about what is going on within our consciousness. What is going on within us? That is the perspective that gets played out in our lives. So it's important that we check in, right? that we are checking in with ourselves as a spiritual practice, that we can ask ourselves, how are you doing today? How are you feeling today? How are you being with yourself today? Before we engage the world, we get to check in with ourselves. Part of my spiritual practices include checking in with myself. I literally say to myself, girl, how you doing today? How are you? And if something happened that is upsetting to me, I check in with myself about that. So this happened. How are you feeling about that? What's going on? Did it trigger something, a memory? Did it trigger a feeling? And I just spend a little bit of time with myself in that space. Because what I know from experience is that there is a wealth, a reservoir of information that I receive when I pause and take care of myself by simply asking myself, how are you doing? How are you doing? And I can so appreciate my girlfriend who rented this lake house for the week just to take care of herself. Just to take care of herself. It's just a random week in the year of 2026. And she made the choice, right? By checking in with herself. What do I need? How can I show up for myself? What is required for me to feel good? And for her, the answer was just to get away a little bit, to be in a beautiful space overlooking water, this beautiful lake with a beautiful saltwater pool that she can relax and de-stress in and take care of her body. Just by honoring what it is that she needs. And because she's such a generous person, she shared it. And I was a recipient of her generosity. So I got to go up to this beautiful space and be in company with positive women and listen to music from the 1970s and eat good food and have a glass of wine and just be, right? By just checking in with ourselves. And it doesn't have to be that, right? It doesn't have to be renting a lake house, right? It doesn't have to be that. It could simply be going for a walk, maybe taking a bubble bath, maybe taking a nap. Whatever it is for you, only you know what it is that you need. Only you know exactly what you need. And if you're in a space of, Rev Melissa, I don't know what I need. I don't. Even more of a reason to check in. To check in with yourself. You might want to do some writing. How am I feeling can be a prompt. And then whatever comes through, you just let that come through and see what shows up on the page. So that's the invitation this week, to just check in with yourself. How are you doing? How are you feeling? What's up for you? And not in the space of fixing it at all. Not in the space of fixing. Just in the space of honoring where you are. By giving yourself some grace and some space. Some grace and some space. All right. All right. So let me check in with y'all. Good day, Bonnie. It's good to see you. Hey, say cool. Yes, I'm back. I got back early this morning. Good day, Shay Love. I hope you're doing well. And Shay is sharing, I can relate. What happened in my life falls into the category that only happens to other people. It's like one of those Netflix documentaries. Ridiculous. Yes, Shay, I feel all of that. And I know that you are one of the people who takes the time to check in and to honor the wealth of feelings that we feel. I know all of you are my congregation of joy. So let's practice it even more intentionally this week. And from the higher perspective that everything fits together, even when it appears to be chaos. Let us raise our vibration. Let us see things through the lens of our spiritual eyes, because our spiritual eyes tell us that everything fits together perfectly. So let's get into a little joy news. So I mentioned the full moon meditation. Again, I invite you to check out the replay or do it again. It was a wonderful meditation. Please be reminded if you join us on Wednesday. Oh, today is Thursday, so never mind. Our next Wednesday gathering is our visioning. So the first Wednesday of the month, we will come together to do life visioning. It is a process developed by Michael Bernard Beckwith. Join us at 7 p.m. I will guide you through the whole process. There are questions that allow us to check in to see what God, what spirit, what love has to share with us. So it's a wonderful process. It's free and it's open to everyone. So please extend the invitation to your circle. At Rockland CSL, where I am the spiritual leader, we will be in person this Sunday. We are having our experience of Love Lives Here, which is our summer celebration series that Rev Joan is hosting at her home, which is very beautiful, cozy, and inviting. So if you are in the area, please join us this Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We start a new series or theme for August called The Fear and the Furious. So you know that's a play on the movie. So join us this Sunday. We will also be streaming on Facebook, and you can also join us on Zoom. Go to rocklandcsl.org for more information. All right. So that's all I have for you today. Remember how important it is to do what? It is so important to check in. We are checking in intentionally this week with grace and with space, knowing that everything fits together perfectly, even when it appears to not be. There is divine order even in the chaos. And we can apply that to our lives individually. We can also apply that to the world collectively. So let us know that together. So I will see you all tomorrow. Peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and justice. We are living life in joy, connected to our yes.